Yes, I'm in Ntale.
Yeah, Ntale is always having a beautiful view. So, Michael, straight to what we've come here for. Uh, I'm Josh Ntale, your host today on Rugby Fanatics. We are here to go through your rugby journey. You've been a proud servant of Ugandan rugby through, we don't know since when you will enlighten us on that. Okay, partly I know, but most of our viewers don't know. So you will enlighten us. Uh, and we shall go with a few questions as they come in. So, Michael, uh, just a brief introduction about you, and then we can go through your rugby journey.
So basically, like you say, I'm Michael Wokorach, and I'm a fun-loving guy. I'm a cool guy, as everyone says. I'm a leader, and yeah, I think it's going to be a good one today. That we're going through my rugby history and how I started to play the game, and a lot more can be discussed.
Okay. So, Michael, briefly take us. I know you've not gone through the ordinary playing rugby playing schools apart from I think one. So, where did your interest in rugby grow?
So I first got involved in rugby in 2002. So
Okay.
it so happened that when I was growing up, I stayed with my stepdad in Bugorovi. I grew up in Bugorovi flat.
Okay.
And 2002, I lost my dad. He had meningitis. And then
Sorry about that.
at one point, I moved to Nakawa. So I was staying with my auntie for some time. And
Okay.
Nakawa, so close to the rugby pitch, got me interested. So I would take a stroll with my cousins down to the rugby pitch. And I started as a tag student. I know not so many know about it. Actually, my
Okay.
first coach, Mark Olwen, he was the first guy who put me into this whole mix of getting me engaged in rugby. So it was a good thing, and that's how I picked interest in rugby. I started out as a ball boy, definitely. So I got more in love with the sport because of watching Heathens playing, because Chadondo was the quickest and the nearest pitch I would go to. So I think Chadondo opened doors for me, and when I picked up the rugby ball, I didn't look back.
Okay. So, at what age were you in 2002 when you started out playing rugby?
Wow, I don't know. I can't remember the math, but if
You've dodged. You're trying to dodge that bullet.
I was, I think I was in my P7 by that time.
Okay.
So you can do the math. I was in P7, and
So you are approximately 13.
yes, I think I was 13 years. I'm not very sure
Uh,
because I need to work the math back. But that's how I got involved. I was 13 years. I played
okay.
rugby at Chandondo. Then from Chandondo, I moved to my secondary school. The school I went to didn't really have rugby. I studied in my form one was in a Muslim school. I was in Chivivi.
Okay.
So when I moved there, I got more involved in soccer. But then when I got done with school, because I didn't finish my senior four in that school, I went to Maryland in my senior three, and
Okay.
that's where I got involved with rugby because I met the likes of Okelo Dennis, that is Mulo. Chika was in that school as well, so they helped me grow my rugby. However, it wasn't something very big because Maryland is not a very competitive school in rugby. It's not like the likes of Namiliango, Buddha, and Smart. So yeah,
I pretty well know Maryland because I actually know most of your colleagues you studied with because my drinking buddies.
so I was in Maryland in my senior four.
Yeah.
So after my senior four, I got done. I went back to Chadondo where I again continued to progress my rugby career. And then the good luck is when I went to my senior five, it was a rugby playing school. So I went to Maryland,
Okay.
St. Lawrence, Queensland
And
campus.
yeah, Illinois. All right.
That's where I passed from because, Queensland was into a schools league and it got me a better person. And from after my senior six from Queensland, that's when I joined actually Heathens. However, when I was
Okay.
in my S5, I actually played for Buffalo for about a whole season.
Okay.
So we were picked up from school, me and Muyodi, Edgar, who is right now in Italy. So
Okay.
Alan picked us from school every Tuesday for training and then Saturday for games. So we'll just be picked up from Finland, play games and taken back. So after my senior six is when I joined Heathens straight away. And from then, everything has really happened on that way.
Okay. That's an interesting journey. So, uh, we could actually say you were too much involved with Chadondo through your secondary school, right? And that
Yeah,
is what made you get attached too much to rugby. Because I'm sure very many St. Lawrence lads don't take rugby that serious after school.
definitely Chadondo has been like home for me. So after my senior six, I definitely went back to Chadondo and that's how I joined Heathens. And yeah, like
Okay.
history there for some time.
So it was in 2007 when you joined Heathens, right?
I joined Heathens in 2008. But in
2008.
2007, I played Buffaloes for the whole season. So after that is when I joined Heathens.
Okay, that's a wonderful story. So, Michael, Heathens, you joining Heathens, did you straight away conquer that number 13, the magical number 13 you've been donning always?
It's
All it was.
it's actually interesting. I started playing number 13 because
Mm-hmm.
in my high school I was actually playing fullback. I know not so many of you believe it, but in S5,
That's interesting.
you know, a fullback who has no boot is me because they always
Mm-hmm.
consider having both my legs are left. So after 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 playing fullback, I played I think my first game for Heathens against Mongas.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you it was a mess for me because we played in Ntale. They call it the House of Pain, but it was
Okay.
crazy. Playing fullback, and by that time, the twins, the Valongo, were playing. And she first time put the ball up. And I think from that time, I made I don't know how many knock-ons, and they were like, no, Wokorach, I don't think.
Uh-huh.
So I got bashed that weekend, and I
Okay.
think I could not play again for 2 weeks because my knees were all messed up because of the pitch. And
Mm-hmm.
after the 2 weeks I had recovered, I think Tindi was our coach by then. He asked me, what other position can you play? Because surely you're not a fullback and we're not ready to use you as a fullback. Yes, you're a good player, but we cannot use you as a fullback. So you need to look for another position you can play. So at that time, yeah.
We nearly saw you competing with Philip for a number, but
Actually, by that time, Benon was playing fullback for Heathens. So
I remember Benon.
yes, they gave me that test to see if I'm really a fullback, and definitely it didn't turn out well for me because they really fullback. So while we were debating during training after those 2 weeks when I got injured and I had to come back to play, they really wanted to use me, but they didn't know any other position for me to play. So Brian asked me if there's any other position I could play. I said, I'm not very sure. I can try out anything. It's like, let's try you at center and we see how it goes. And I can tell you that weekend we were playing Pirates. It was a weekend of playing Pirates in 2008. So they tried me at center, and I was fairly good because I was doing everything right. I was tackling well. I was distributing the ball well. And I think that is the time I actually started playing center until today. But I can tell you in that game, I was subbed in first half, but all the fans were asking which kid is that and why I even subbing him because I was doing quite well. And they kept asking, let this guy stay on the pitch and let him play center. And that is when center started in my life, and I've never looked back.
So who touched your shoulder and was like, you know what, Michael? I think we've seen enough in you. You are going to be a big hit in this game. Who really went shoulder to shoulder with you in your rugby journey?
I think Tindikawa played a very big role in teaching me because he was the coach of Heathens. He gave me an opportunity to express myself. He said, Wokorach, I want you to play rugby and I want you to play rugby to become a better. And I accepted this advice. I'm like, okay, since you're the coach, I'm ready for anything. And that's how the whole story began. And when I started playing center, I've never looked back, and I've played every single game if I am not injured or if I'm not on a journey for Heathens at center.
Okay. So, give us a brief of your achievements in Heathens.
Wow, I think there are quite many, because Heathens has been my club like for the last 11 years now, I would say. So I have achieved a lot with Heathens. Heathens has made me who I am. They saw so much ability in me, and it was something that was good for me because they trusted me. They gave me so many roles for me to do until I became the captain in 2013. So I've achieved a lot with Heathens. I've won accolades with Heathens. I've done so much, I can say, with Heathens. And Heathens was a stepping stone for me to join the national team. So immediately after I stepped into his team, I joined the national team in 2009. So I can say this is the 11th year for playing for Uganda.
So you joined the national team in 2009. How was it back then?
It was really tough because all the players who were playing for Uganda at that time were really good players. And I joined the national team when players like Alan Musoko were still playing, players like Timothy. You can imagine the competition
So
that
yeah, I know you joined the post car winning Africa champions.
Yes, and actually the year before, I think they had just won back-to-back African champions. So you can imagine the kind of team I actually joined. I joined a team with
I know. With that mentality of if you are not a winner, get out.
Yes, and what I remember in 2009, I think there were so many tournaments that were happening, and there was one tournament Uganda needed to play for them to qualify for the World. I think it was a game against Tunisia. So I had already played before for Uganda because if I remember very well, my very first 15th game was against Kenya in Ngong. Yeah, they put me at second center and I did my stuff, but however, the coaches were not really contented that I could play center. So the home game, I was changed. I think if I remember very well, the coach was Sam Mahamia. I was changed from center and put on the wing. And you can imagine you being played on the wing where you have the likes of Collins and Jera. You have the
I know.
Game. So that was one kind of game that I didn't trust myself because I have never trusted myself at playing the wing. I am not very fast, but I can do something well. So I asked the coach, are you sure? Why are you putting me at the wing? Do you think I can handle this? Because the people you put at the wing to play against are really very fast players and they are good players. Do you think this is a good call? The coach is like, I'm giving you a position because I trust in you. You just need to trust in yourself. And I can tell you that game was one of my worst playing careers for playing for the 15s because they scored 2 tries from my very wing. And the person who scored all was calling the jail. So I looked at myself and I said, Wokorach, you're not a winger and never accept to play wing again unless if the coach wants you to sit. Because at that time, like I said, there were lights of Timor. So the coach wanted to accommodate Timor. He was a very good player by that time. He was in his prime day. I had to respect that and said, okay, since I want to play, I'm good. But that was a decision. Up to now, I say, why did I have to coach the wing?
I know. So, in that green jersey, what has been your toughest season?
There was a season where I lost, I think, by a point. I think it was 2015. I think 2015. I think we lost. No, I think the toughest season is when Pirates won the league. But I can remember very well. I think we lost to Pirates. We lost to them home and away. And I remember one game where I really wanted to carry the team on my shoulders. I had gone to Juba for some work and then came back that very day. I came back that very day and I wanted to actually get involved in playing. So I landed at the airport. I got my driver who rushed me to Chadondo. Even before I got home, I said I need to go and call the coach and told the coach I am coming to play. Whatever the case, that number is my number. Reserve it for me. So I came back to Kampala and straight to Chadondo, straight to the dressing room to pick up a jersey and went and did a warm-up when the game was still going. It was actually first half. And I remember very well the coach subbed Masendi just for me to get onto the pitch. It was still first half, I can tell you. I got onto the pitch, and you can imagine I had not trained for about a week. So I got onto the pitch, I was rusted, things were not going well, and I think we lost to Pirates by a very big score that day. And that was the very year Pirates won the league.
I remember the previous season, they created fall on a sub game where they said they went on to play for more than 2 hours.
Well,
and I remember you were in that game. Was it really 2 hours?
People say, but I doubt it was 2 hours. Maybe if the ref had done some time, but I doubt it was 2 hours.
Because really, I was also there, but it really went past 7, I think.
No, because 7 is dark. Joshua, that's not true. I think it was towards 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it was towards 7. Yeah, but I just want you to give me your toughest rugby winning season. Besides that Pirates winning season.
Josh, I think I played too much rugby, so my memory is not very clear. Which season is tough or which season is not tough, but basically every season is a tough season because winning the trophy means you've gone through a lot through the season. There are games where you win, and then there are games where you lose, but then you still go ahead to win the season.
I know you enjoyed the season when Wokorach and you were on your peak. I remember some game where you celebrated in front of the Cubs fan at Legend. Is that game still in your memory?
That game has never gone on because if I remember, we were robbed off a try because of the touch judge. A try that was very clear, everyone had seen it, and that was like almost a winning try because we lost that game against Cubs, and Cubs went ahead to win the trophy. Because if we had won that game, I remember that game very well. Even Philip remembers that game very well. We were celebrating.
I think it is one. I think it is one of your most memorable games because I know that game was fireworks.
It was a good game, I think, and with the fans, it was actually a very fantastic game. So we were robbed off that game, but it's something that we still lingers in our memory. That we did everything well, but then the refs had their own view about the game.
So here comes the question: why is it in Ugandan rugby, every time a team loses, they'll never accept defeat? They say something really happened. Why is that? Why is that mentality still there? To always that?
It's a macho mentality. Everyone will definitely say, no one can be contented with the defeat because you still say, there's something that happened. We should have done this better, or the ref did this. So that is how it is. It is Mother Nature, and we can't run away from it. And no one wants to.
Yeah, that's true. So, Mike, who was your role model, like you growing up as a rugby player?
I don't have any in particular, but there are so many people who have helped me grow my rugby, and so many people who have guided me. Like I said at the beginning, Coach Tindi actually played a very big role in making me who I am today. So I give everything to him. And then also not forgetting Marco Lweny had seen me through the steps. He was the first person who told me this ball because by then he was coaching Saga and was playing for Heathens. So people like Ntale have done a very good job in building my rugby. So I have grown up in a setting where people look up to you and people want you to become better. So those are the role models I look at, and those are some people I try and follow.
Yeah, so I think we've had enough of Heathens rugby. The fans are happy. So I want you to take us through first your 15th playing journey, and then we shall tackle your 7th playing career because I know 7s and 15s of they are separate entities. So I want I want you to first take me through your 15th journey.
So I said my playing for Uganda. Definitely, that's what you're asking, right? Playing for Uganda in 2009, and I remember the very against Kenya in Mongrod, which was very tough. We actually lost the game, and I came home and won the game in Uganda. So from then, if I remember very well, in 2009, when Uganda was supposed to play a qualifier to take the World Cup against Tunisia, the late Chester Williams was here to help Uganda prepare for that tournament. But I can tell you, I got dropped from the team because of my size. Because the late Chester Williams believed so much in two sides. Because all the players before had size, were big players. These days we have smaller players. Back then, players were really solid, yeah? So he said, Michael, your size is not the kind of guy I'm looking for. And I remember I was dropped because they wanted Scott to play center, if I remember very well. And that game, Chinene was playing at the wing. No offense to them, they're good players, but I think the late Chester Williams' mentality was, I need big guys all over the pitch.
So you're telling us you were not big by then?
No, I wasn't big. I wasn't big, Joshua. I was very
small. We need a throwback of those pictures. We're going to look for them on social media.
I put some of them on social media. Yeah, I was a small chap, so I got dropped because, and I took it in good faith. I actually came and still supported the team. However much we lost against Tunisia by a big score, but I still came and supported the team. I didn't lose. I didn't lose any footing saying, okay, shit.
Was that the Tunisian game at Legends? No,
yeah,
no. Yeah, it was at Legends. I remember watching that game. I
got dropped because of my size, and I didn't take it bad faith. I still said, okay, maybe I need to work on my size, and maybe it's for me to become a good player. And I took it in good faith, and still I continued the career. So
some people are saying you are smaller than Chinene.
Okay, I think Chinene was used because he's an African champion, right? And he had been in the system before. So it was only fair that he wanted experience. And me, a guy who was just specified for Uganda, I didn't have that much experience. So I took it.
So guys are saying you embarked on eating chadondo pork to gain that extra pound.
I'll get to that point. So after I got dropped, I didn't lose faith. Coach Kasasa came and talked to me because he was the assistant coach of Chester Williams that day. So at that time, he came and talked to me. He's like, Wokorach, you're a good player, but we just need to work on a few things and become a better player. So I took it in. That was good advice. I said, okay, fine, I'll work on that. But when Chester got done with his contract, because he played in Uganda, and then Uganda went over to Tunisia, but we still lost. So that year, so when the team came back, we said regrouping again because Elgon Cup was like in 2 weeks. So we had to regroup again. So Kasasa called me. He's like, Michael, you need to come back to the team. Come back. I think you can get a playing position. And that is how I got my first cap for Uganda. I came back into training, and then Kasasa saw that this guy should be given a chance. And I got a chance, and I went and played in Nairobi.
Okay.
So from then, it has been back-to-back tournaments. Every year we're playing 15. So that is how my journey started. My first game was in Nairobi in Ngong, and then from then, the 13th position was like mine for takes. However, the legend Timothy was still also playing, and I think we'd share times. We'd go to 12, and I play 13, or I go to 13, he plays 12. So it was about how we could build the team.
Okay. So tell me, you played, how many games have you played for the 15th national team?
So from last year, my last game was in Zambia, and I made 51 caps last year. Yeah. So I played 51 times for Uganda, basically.
Okay. So, yeah, somebody is disturbing me in the background. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm back.
Yes, I can see you live and clear.
Yeah, so you were telling us the games you played. I remember there's some good wins for Ugandan rugby, especially against our nemesis Kenya. But I know you must have that one game that really sticks in your mind. The best game you played so far in your 15th jersey.
My best game I've played in my 15th jersey is when I was the man of the match. That's in
Mm-hmm.
2015 against Botswana. That was my best game because I scored a hat trick of tries, and I would have even scored a hat trick. But fond memories of that game because that was the game we needed for us to qualify to go to 1B. So we had it in Chadondo, and that was the highlight of my whole playing 15. And there are some more, but for me, I think that one was vividly one of my best.
Okay. And your worst game?
My worst game was there's a game we lost. I think 2 points. So we lost in Nairobi in I think that was 2013. We lost in Nairobi, came back to Uganda, and won the game. However, we fell short of winning the Elgon Cup by 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Because the year before we had won the Elgon Cup in 2012 in Kenya. We won in Uganda. However, we lost in Nairobi, but then the tally of points still got us the trophy. So 2013 was one of the worst.
So, how does it feel being in that 15th environment? I know it really takes a lot. What keeps you going? Like, what has kept you going for 51 games?
I think it's interesting to play because currently I would say I was one of the most experienced players. So going forward, I was like, okay, Michael, you need to lead someone. You need to leave a team behind. You need to nurture guys into playing the 15s and loving the game. So I was there like a role model to some of them, I know. And I was just trying to help them to nurture their sport and nurture the 15s so that they grow up to become better players. Also, play 51 touch like Michael. Yeah.
I can hear you. So, yeah, somebody was asking on the chat, what food do you really eat? What, how, like, how do you keep your body in shape all the time?
So it's tricky. So I eat more protein. I do some carbohydrates because proteins are energy-giving food. They help you a lot, and more carbohydrates to see that keep your body in shape, and also going to the gym. So back to the story. So the year they said I was small, I needed to start gym. I didn't start immediately. I gave myself some time before I could start. Yeah. In 2012, Helen asked me if I could join her gym. You can imagine a lady asking you to join the gym where she works out, not a guy. Because I hated gym. I wasn't a gym kind of person. But Helen was like, come to my gym. It's in Tinder, let's go through it. And we'll see how it goes. Yeah? And when I first stepped into the gym in 2012, guys laughed at me. Okay? Yeah? Like being my first time in the gym, everyone definitely sees you. Why is this guy here, this small chap? Does he think he's going to get a body or something? Is he going to grow any muscles? I didn't look down. Helen said, go introduce yourself to the coach. He's called Shao. He will take you through. He will help you. So when I entered the gym, Shao picked me up and said, Michael, Helena said, you want to work out and you want to become a better player. Yeah? So I'm like, fine. So my first time in the gym was 2012. And from then, I've never looked back. And gym has really been part of me. And it has changed. I can tell you, changed my game completely. It has changed the way I approach rugby. Because rugby these days is about you having the muscle now. You have to go hard if you want to survive.
A funny question coming in from the audience. Somebody really asked, the specs you're putting on, is it, are you really short-sighted or long-sighted, or they're just for fashion?
I have an eye defect. I know it is very poor ask that question, but so it helps me because I have a problem when I get into a place with so much light. I get that effect and my head gets paining. So I went to the doctors and they said, it's not, I can power with them. However, I need to keep putting on them when there's a lot of sun.
Okay. So when did that start?
Sometime last year.
Oh, just last year.
I've gotten too many hits on my eyes, so those are one of them. So my eye socket has some issues. So yeah.
I was going to go back, but you've really had so many knocks, but you've knocked out so many.
It's part of the game.
Yeah. So you've just reminded me of something. I remember some of your Heathens rugby playing days when Justin was across the road. I think you always looked ahead facing Justin Chimono because you guys used to really give yourself. What was that urge?
Yeah, Justin is a tough player, so if you need to approach him hard as it. And I remember that I was knocked out, but not knocked out forever.
So you used to really measure your game against Justin?
Not really, because we played different numbers. But
no.
If anytime you find yourself on the pitch, you need to go hard, because if you don't go hard, then they're going to go hard on you. And Justin is one of the kind. So you need to go hard on him if you want to survive.
That's true. Because that matchup used to be interesting for all of us. I know I know some guys who are competing there who used to watch the games really enjoyed that matchup. You guys used to give us full entertainment. I don't know what happened to Justin. I think fatherhood is taking him away from the game. But you guys served us tools, tries and everything, which we really enjoyed. So taking us back to the 15th game, who has really been your favorite teammate?
Sorry? Say that again.
Who has been your favorite teammate?
Wow, I have many, but I have many. Oscar was one of my wingman, I would say, in the game, because I was playing 12 and I was playing 13. We bonded.
Yeah, and there comes the question from Senior Soki. Tell us really about that relationship with of you and Oscar.
The relationship is rugby wise, because this is someone who is playing 12 and you're playing 13. So the bond between the centers grows you together. So if there are certain things he's doing and you're also doing, then you're more bonded. But Oscar is a cool guy, and from then he's my friend, like big time. Even if he plays for Cobb, he's my very good friend. And I think the relationship moves away only from rugby, even out the party life. We hang out together, yeah. But however much we have become fat centers, both of us, but we are very good partners.
Okay. So when Oscar got that injury and moved away from playing for the 15th side, did you really miss that combination? I remember the last game I think you played together was in Kenya, is it? When we drew against Kenya, also that was a beautiful game. I think we were cheated in that game too.
Definitely, we were cheated because they thought we had actually won the game.
Yeah. But do you really miss Oscar?
Yes, I miss him as a person, and also I miss playing with him, because we had bonded very well in that center position, and we had become, of course, because when he started playing center, it was definitely first center, because that is his natural position, and I was a natural 13, so all the time on the pitch, it was actually a beautiful moment, because we all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, but those are things we would not look at. We just want to play the game and enjoy playing together. But it's so bad that he actually got injured, and up to now he has failed to really recover very well to come back. Or he has become too big that rugby is not one of his things anymore. So that's it.
Yeah. So you seeing the young lads coming in into the national setup. I remember you giving Ian his first try in that it was a game against I think is it one of those northern country Morocco I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are telling us you have retired from the game. Have you really left 15s really well set for us to continue enjoying the game,
Yeah,
especially in that center position?
I think the game is it's in safe hands because Ian is ready to don that jersey and make it his own. So it's only wise that maybe they'll get the opportunity to actually get starting with his 15th career going fast and own that jersey for himself. So I looked at it and like, okay, I'm playing 15s and I'm playing 7s.
Okay.
These things own so much. The requirements for them are so much because if you're playing 15s and you're playing 7s, then you need to be working yourself extra hard. And here I am, I'm also aging and I have also other responsibilities to look up to. So I decided to part ways with 15 and maybe just concentrate on the 7.
Okay. So you really see Ian dominating that 13 jersey?
Yes, he has to work hard and he has to dominate the 13 jersey. He has to add on some muscle and it will be his because he's a very good player and I trust him because I played with him. He's good, he thinks well, and I think baby steps will get him places. So he has to just work hard and take on that jersey.
Okay. Those who know Ian, I think you've heard. Please tell him we need him to own up. It is his chance to shine. So
yes.
So taking us a little into your retirement plans. What really forced you, like, what made you to make that decision? Because some of us see it has really come so early for you.
Joshua, there's a time in life when you have to give up on certain things you like. So I think it was just the right time for me to say maybe let me take another way. And there are people who want to play, and there are people who feel always use the old lad. Someone will say, I'm an old lad, so we need to let the young players take up these jerseys. So this is the best time for other people to take up the jerseys. So I thought about it, and I said, let it go out. There are players who are coming up, very good players. Innocent Kopto in Heathens is coming up. There are guys who are really coming up and they really want to play. But when they say certain players who are daily players on the team, some of them get timid and get shy to come out of their shell. But this is the best opportunity for some of them to come up and say, I put up my hand, I want to play for you. That number 13 position is maybe free or something, or another position. But for now, I think Ian is in the right path to take up that jersey.
Okay. So, taking us, I think we've had enough of your 15th journey. But before we dive into your 7th journey, first tell us, what do we really lack in terms of grooming players like you? Like, what should we concentrate on as Ugandan rugby to, like, really make players stick with us from the beginning of their careers, from schools to clubs and everything?
There are two things, Josh. I think the most important aspect of grooming rugby players and making them become better, even now, the current team, I think we need to work more on our strength and conditioning. Because the direction rugby has taken, it's a tough one. There's no more easy rugby. You need to go hard. So players need to condition themselves. Players need to the gym. Players need to do certain skills out of their own selves. Yeah, you can't be waiting for your club to do certain things for yourself, and yet you can't do them. So you need to take care of yourself as a rugby player and make sure you're hitting all the requirements. Yeah, and nutrition is also a very important thing. Guys need to eat well. They need to eat the right stuff. They need to know what to eat to get them better. Yeah?
So, on your part, what really interests you? What do you really want to concentrate on to give back to the game, to bring in more players like you?
I was thinking I need to. So after if I retire fully from playing, I think I've thought of going into coaching, but coaching I want to do more strength and conditioning because I realize we lack a lot, in strength and conditioning area. You can see from the seventh team we are spending money importing guys who are good, yes, but I think we need to have someone who is homegrown and who is also good at this position. So that importing people who use the person who is home.
So you are actually encouraging those who can to really take up that mentor and join the coaching roles, strength and conditioning, to take up those roles into rugby. Yeah, I really think that's a nice idea because I think I've had about 3 sessions of strength and conditioning, like training and everything. But me, I like gauging our rugby to our neighbors, Kenya. If you look across Kenya, those seminars are countrywide. But in Uganda, I think only been in Kampala, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
yes.
I think
that is something that needs. The union has to have a plan where they're engaging more people into this thing. If you're setting up if you're setting up this kind of arrangement and you're educating people, you need to take it out of Kampala, not only within Kampala, because there are so many people we can tap into to come and help the game grow. Yeah. If you see, there are clubs that are really doing good. Ginger is doing quite well. I think we need to have a number of people they can engage with in the community or within the rugby circles to see that they actually come and support the sport. Yeah, so this all needs investment. If the union can invest, if the government can invest in all these ventures, then trust me, our rugby will go to the next level.
Okay. So, yeah, Michael, we shall come back to that part of rugby growth and everything when we are ending the session. Let's go into your 7th journey. When did it start?
So I actually started playing for rugby. I started playing rugby in the 7th in 2009. Actually, I started playing 7th rugby for Uganda before 15. So it started in 2009, and I remember our first tournament was in Tunisia. They called it, that time it was, I think, a qualifier for something to get to the or something. I think that is when I actually started playing for the 7th. And I remember I played with Soki, I played with Timo, I played with Chinene. Yeah, so both 15s and 7s, all my rugby, all they can start in 2009.
Okay, that's good. So, when were you named captain of the 7th team?
I was named captain of the 7th team in 2010.
2010. Wow. So that has been 20 years of you being steering the ship.
10 years, Josh. 10 years.
Yes. 10 years. A brief journey of those 10 years. How has it been? What have you gone through? What do you see in the future?
So when I started, it was I started jokingly, definitely, but then I picked up the momentum going forward because the next year after 2009, when I started playing for the 7th, was the Commonwealth year in India. Yeah, and that was my big major tournament. Yeah, big major tournament. So we went to India, and I was still the captain. John Museka was the coach. We didn't do very well in India, but definitely we went and put up a good show. But we didn't really do because the big teams that have invested a lot in this actually took up the tournament.
So India, those were Commonwealth Games, right?
Yes, Commonwealth Games. Yeah. So I've actually been playing, and I can tell you I've gone to the last 3 Commonwealth Games in 2014 and 2008.
So yeah, I think one of your first achievements was winning the Africa Cup of the 7th Africa Cup.
Actually, I wasn't on the team that won the first Africa 7th Cup.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was Eric who was captain.
Because that very year, before the tournament, I had traveled for work. I'd gone to Malawi. So I sat down with the coach. He asked me, who do you think can take up captainship?
Okay.
My mind's actually different. I said, maybe let's give Pius, but then he said, no, let's give Casita. So I'm like, fine, let him take up because I wasn't going to be part of the tournament. So I said, okay, fine. If you want Casita, it's okay because I'm not part of the tournament. By that time, I think Philip was just recovering from his injury, and I thought to take up, but then the coach said no, Philip, sometime. For now, let's give Eric to be the captain, and that is fine. Let's go with that. So that's how the team went and actually surprised the whole of the country that they went and they won the trophy. And I was very happy for them because I traveled back on a Sunday, the day they actually won the trophy.
Between the two Africa Cups you've taken, there was a World Cup. Is that really the crown and the jewel of your seventh career?
Definitely, because 2017, we won the African Cup and I was part of the team because I didn't play in 2016, but then in 2017 I was actually part of the team. So that was the year we were supposed to qualify for the World Cup. And that is how we actually Uganda won the second Africa Cup in a row, and we were at a legend. Yeah. So that was the ticket for us to go to the World Cup and the Commonwealth. So definitely, I would say the World Cup has been my biggest highlight of my rugby career because everyone dreams of playing a World Cup, and here it was in 2018 playing the World Cup.
So we've seen very many small chaps, Timothy Kisiga, Adrian Casita. How did you really manage to put the belief in them that they could go on against the world's best with their small bodies?
All those players you've mentioned, however small they have big hearts. And that is one thing that amuses me with them. They look at me and say, Michael, chap. But then when I look at them, I say, you guys have big hearts. So look at the rugby you're playing. You're playing the rugby, your best rugby. You're going to international tournaments. It's not because of the size, but it's what is inside you. And that is something that amazes me so much. They go out there and really play with their hearts out. They don't care who they're meeting, they don't care who gets, but it's just for the pride and the heart they have for the game.
Do you really think that size factor is still affecting us in that game?
Yes, definitely. I think the size factor has affected us, not just in the 7, even in the 15, but mostly in the 7. Because if you look at the players we have, very talented players, skillful players, but they just lack the size. So that is one thing the coach has drawn a program to have them at least bulk up and size because it is good for them. If they bulk up, trust me, they will become much, much better players. You can see players have taken out Pius. Philip is good. They are put on some size. That's why they are enjoying their rugby and they're playing their rugby to the next level.
That's right. So basically, you are telling us to tell the likes of Timothy, Adrian, Massa, Jose to eat a chicken every day, so they can.
If they do that, then the better, because trust me, it's going to take them places. If you look at some of the games we play, some of the tournaments we take part in, it's not that we are bad, but then we are lacking, which will take us to another level. I remember very well last year when we were playing the Africa 7 in SA. Yeah, I think we had a final game against Kenya, but I can tell you, it's not that they had too much skill. It's not that they were the best players, but I can tell you we were relatively good. Our skill levels are very brilliant, but what we lacked was the size because they intimidated us. They were coming hard at us, and there's nothing we're taking at them. So if we get that size, trust me, we will get into a higher level. We will be where Kenya is right now.
But I think strength and conditioning really does nutrition, strength and conditioning goes way in line with what we are saying. So
that is a game changer, and if we can get that aspect right of our rugby, we'll go play. And Joe, someone is telling you should hit the gym too. Eh?
Me, I'm a fan. I don't really need to run onto the pitch, so that's fine with me. So what I was saying, who is trying to bridge that gap, that nutrition gap that we really lack in Uganda?
So definitely all these things, we need money. Yeah? Money is the biggest. Yeah. So if we get the money, everything can happen. So the nutrition is part of how we feed. Yeah. How we feed, how we carry ourselves, what are we putting in, what kind of food are we eating, that's going to get us the right size we want. We just don't want to bulk up, but we want to get that rugby size that is needed to play the game. Yeah. So the nutrition will come hand in hand with gym, definitely. So if we're getting the food supplement, if we're getting into a diet, we also need to hit the gym. So they come hand in hand. You need to be strong, but well conditioned, and you're eating right.
I think for now we need to send a few of them to Kenya to fatten. I remember I remember. No, like if you look at the history of the players we've sent to Kenya, they come back when the size is at least there. If you look at Fires, you look at James Odom, you look at there's even one who has just come back recently. Maso is like a fat pig right now. So like
these guys take this thing seriously. That's why they are hitting the level they want. So if we only take it serious, if the union also takes it serious, then trust me, we'll hit that level. And we'll not need to take any players to Kenya to go and bulk up. We'll have a program we're running here, and everyone is benefiting from the program. And we'll be making better players here in Uganda. So many people have run to Kenya and still come back home because they know the kind of rugby that we have. We have very good rugby, Josh. Shouldn't lie to you. But we just need to do something more, and we need to invest more so that the players benefit from the investment. People say there's money, then we don't see the money. Yet the players need.
So we really need to put it upon management to really try to focus on these key aspects of our game.
Yes, definitely. But also it also starts, the initiative starts with the players. Yeah. When you take up something, you need to take it up. You don't have to wait for your club, for your union to help you out. Start by yourself. Let the union or your club find you midway and give you that extra hand, push you to another level. But then, when you see in Uganda, all players are sitting back and saying, let me wait for the union to make me a better player. Start with yourself to make yourself better, and then the union will come in or your clubs will come in after you reach a certain level. Because it's hard to pick you from down. Pick yourself. Do certain things for yourself. If you have any gym around, sacrifice. Go and gym. If you have any small money, you can buy good food. You can buy supplements. Do them so that you get to a certain level. Buy yourself. Market yourself. Sell yourself. So that by the time the union is coming in, you're somewhere. Yeah. But we just sit back. Personally, it's not the club that took me to the gym to make me a better person. Yeah. I went myself to the gym and said, Michael, you need to go to the gym so that you play good rugby, so that you get to the next level. I took myself to the gym. I started gymming with my own money. I was buying my own supplements so that I changed something in my game. Yeah. I know people are broke, but then it's just about sacrificing the little you have. If you love the game and you want to get somewhere, you need to sacrifice for yourself to take it to the next level.
That's very true. I think this the generation you grew in is different from the generation we right now have because I see very many of the young players really expect much from their club, the union, and everything, and I think it is what is spoiling our game. I think what I honestly think we are supposed to get some of you, our senior players, to really talk down these players. What do you think about that?
Definitely, I have talked to a number of players. I have been a role model to so many. They come to me and ask me, how do I do this? I say, look here. This thing, you're not going to wait for someone to push you. You need to push yourself because you want to get better. You want to become a peak. So you need to do certain things for yourself so that you become better. I said from somewhere, yeah? That's the only way. I sacrificed everything. I didn't have much money, but I sacrificed so much to make me become a better player. Like I said, when I got dropped because I was small, I was like, okay, Michael, you need to think out of the box. Do something for yourself. That's how I took myself to the gym. Yeah. And from that time, no one comes and says, Michael, you're small, we want to drop you. No. I owned the number. I've been playing for the last 10 years. I've been trying to play. I can still play, but I just want other players to take up the playing position and to also take part and join the national team.
Yeah, that's true. So we really have some interesting questions coming in.
I tell you, players like Philip also did not, he never used to go to the gym. But when he saw that actually gym changes a lot of things, Philip asked me if he could go to the gym that I started from. Because, trust me, that gym has actually built so many rugby players. The likes of Chimono go to that same gym. Scott still goes to that same gym. And a few other players. So Philip one day said, I need to go to this gym. I think this gym is getting the best out of certain people. I need to go and see who this shower is. He went to the gym. And I can tell you from that time, Philip never looked back. He's a hard worker. That's why he has got it where it's not just him waking up today and say, I want to go to France. No, he has worked for it. And that's how it started. So players need to understand that these things you need to work for it to market yourself. If you're a solid rugby player, you will market yourself. People will come running to you and say, man, I need this guy on my team.
Do you think we really need, as a rugby union, to invest in a gym that is affordable to all, that can be accessible to all and affordable to all?
Yes, the rugby union has to invest. And this story has been there for a very long time. So they need to act. Because you can't keep talking for years. And players are asking, what happened to the gym? You need to do...
So, Michael, just a second. This video is ending very soon. So I will just end it. And then we come back for the last session. I think it will be the last session because we are almost halfway into the 7th setup and everything. And then we shall just go into your private life and everything. And then